Hi there, my name is Sheila Beckett and the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share and subscribe and ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. And we are probably in the, properly in the second week of the apocalypse now. I think we're kind of getting used to it. I kind of lost, what's the word, conception of time for a little bit. I was like, what day is it? But I think I'm pulling it back together now. I have no idea how long this is going to go for. I really don't. At first, I thought, well, this is going to be like literally on quarantine for on a global scale till like June, July. You know, like this is it for a long time. Now I'm thinking maybe not so much, but listen, I don't know. Hey, look, anything could happen, which is like, well, I think this is so freaky. So anyway, so we're all stuck at home. We're all watching more stuff. And I've been watching Avenue 5. Avenue 5 is the very, very strangely named show by, the guy who did The Thick of It and Armando Iannucci, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Though he's English. Like, what's he doing with such a cool sounding name? It's a new show by him again. He did Death of Stalin was a movie of his. Veep, The Thick of It, In the Loop. Look, generally speaking, I really like his work. It's a science fiction comedy show, so it's I think probably the third or fourth one they've done. It's as good. It's about on the same level as Red Dwarf in terms of just sheer comedy, but it's very, very different. It's very different from Red Dwarf. Okay, fine. So I would say it's less than the sum of all its parts, because its parts are freaking incredible. It's got a great premise, a great cast, and great characters. But yeah, I would say it's less than some of its part. I got it because I renewed my HBO so I could watch Westworld, and oh boy, is that back, baby! I was like amazed. I thought I was gonna be watching it to like chart. It's like big obnoxious, but it really looks like it's repented its sins and it's trying to. So I got this to come with it. It's 9 episodes long. They're 30 minutes long each. So what? Listen, you can binge this in a day. It took me about a week because I'm not a binger. Which is funny. I'm a binger with freaking everything. I mean, look at me. There are very few things that are like visceral pleasures. I'm like, no, I want that in moderation. No, I want lots and lots of it. And it's kind of the way I've been all my life. Anyway, before we get in, if you can hit the subscribe button, thank you very much. Everybody's saying we're all in this together. People have been asking me to make a video about the Gal Gadot super cringe celebrities singing Imagine. So yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it for a couple of reasons. One, look, Gal Gadot is Jewish and Israeli, so like I kind of have to have her back. She's one of my peeps. So unless she does something like really egregious, then fine. But yeah, look. And second, I think they were just trying to be nice. But yeah, my main takeaway from that is celebrities. Nobody wants to see you without makeup. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants to see the real you. Nobody cares about the real. In fact, in that video, I didn't even know most of them. If I didn't know it was Gal Gadot, I wouldn't have known it was Gal Gadot. But nobody wants to see you without makeup. Nobody wants to see the reality of you. We've been sold a fantasy of you. Sell us that fantasy. Ryan Reynolds did a pretty good job doing that when he took the piss out of celebrities sending things out. Just we're all in this together. So where was I going with that? Oh yeah, I was going with that. Can you hit the subscribe button? Thank you very much. We're all in this together. So can you do things for me? That's how it works out. Yeah, if you hit the subscribe button, thank you very much. I'm incredibly grateful. I give stuff away all this time on the channel. I meant to give something away last night on the live stream. We're talking about Breaking Bad. But yeah, I was too tired. I totally forgot. I will give it away on Sunday when I'm on the TARDIS zone. I felt bad I didn't do it last week. I was pushing off for the Breaking Bad stream. But we'll do it on Sunday in TARDIS zone. We're giving away this Breaking Bad, the complete second season. Blu-ray. All you need to do to win it is subscribe to the channel and leave the hashtag I am the one who knocks. I am the one who knocks. Go and look at the video notes. Has all the instructions. Fine, let's get back to Avenue 5. The weirdly named Avenue 5, which just kind of feels like a placeholder name for me. It never really worked. And it's a show, I can't remember if I said this already, but it's a show that is less than the sum of all its parts, but still very, very watchable. Very, very worth watching. It's less than some of its parts because its parts are freaking incredible. The parts are just, out the world. So it's created by Amondo Ancini, if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. I do apologise. Maybe you want to change your name to Smith. You want me to get my lips around it. And as I said, it's an incredible cast all doing a fantastic job. They really are. And the premise is also really, really good. Essentially, I think Inesini, is that again, that's how you pronounce his name, went on this luxury cruise, and he just thought it was hilarious. And he wrote a show about it and set it in space. That is what I think happened, and I do get where he's coming from. I've been to like swanky hotels before. There's a spa in Israel called Carmel Spa. Used to be fantastic. It used to be absolutely fantastic. Not as good anymore, but yes, it's unbelievably good. But so you have this like really opulent, wonderful setting, which is not the cruise on in Avenue 5, but it's really opulent, wonderful setting. But then it was filled with Jewish stereotypes. It's like you imagine like getting an anti-Semitic cartoonist to go around and like all his cartoons of Jewish, of like mean Jewish stereotypes. Yeah, boom, they get to be made real. So I get where it's coming from with like the absurdity of putting people, normal people into luxury situations. It comes out being somewhat absurd, which is what which is what I think this show's really about. It's about the Avenue 5 is this massive spaceship, and it's a luxury cruise liner. It's on an 8-week space cruise, but it comes across an accident, which kills the one person who really knows how to make the ship work or do anything. And it turns that 8-week cruise into a voyage of maybe up to 3.5 years, or maybe longer, as it turns out, or maybe shorter. That's like an ongoing plot point throughout the series. So it leans very, very well into Inovich's style, which is always that people are ridiculous. I think the fundamental premise of all his shows are people are ridiculous, and they remain ridiculous regardless of their position they are in life or their life, or the situation they're in. So let me look at some of his work he's done. The thick of it. You have incredibly powerful people all basically being ridiculous. Same with Veep. Same with Death of Stalin, which is a movie I really freaking like. I think that's really his go-to thing, like that they talks about in his comedy, and he does. And this show does that very well. But there's no like big laugh out loud moments. Again, much like Veep and the thick of it, they don't have big laugh out loud moments. But it's about people slowly unraveling and eventually snapping. Which is like there's a lot of comedy gold there. Okay, being English, I always find that kind of entertaining. Although there is one sequence towards the end of the season, I think episode 8, where there is just one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen. I got a very dark sense of humor, so I think but it's a commentary on the sheer stupidity of humanity as revealed, and it's like revealed over and over and over again, before your eyes, and you just really, it's one of the things you just can't believe you're seeing what you're seeing. So it's very, very English in that, and I think it's what Americans kind of like about English. It's kind of got that 40 Towers thing going, where it's like you get this growing sense of desperation as people like quietly begin to snap. So again, all this stuff I'm going, yeah, okay, I want to watch the show, but again, it's still the lesser of the sum of all its parts. But still, I'm going to tell you, it's still a recommend. It's not like a must see, but listen, if you got HBO, so worth it. Especially you got me HBO and you can't leave your house. It's so super worth it. Which is what I couldn't really say that about Doctor Who when the HBO gets said no. There's no pandemic or virus in the world that makes it okay to watch the last couple of years of Doctor Who. Okay, so the cast they got, again, freaking incredible cast, all doing great work. It's led by Hugh Laurie, which the Americans don't know can really do comedy. He came from a comedy background. In fact, listen, if you're American watching this, I would recommend looking on YouTube a bit of Fry and Laurie, which is very funny. Or if you want to look up Jeeves and Wooster, again, Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie. He's got comedy chops. So he plays the captain of the Avenue 5 of the ship, and he's like he's the perfect captain. He's got this like mid-American, very calming voice, very unflappable. He's a man of near infinite resources and calm, and somebody everybody can rely on in a crisis. There's just one problem, that it's all fake. Everything is fake. He's not American at all. He's this English guy. Even his hair is fake. He has no idea what he's doing. And again, that's the ongoing premise of the series. That there's just everything you think you see there is just really for show, and it's all fake. So so he knows absolutely nothing about captaining a vessel, but he just knows how to appear to be the captain. And so everything that was done to run the spaceship was by the chief engineer, who gets killed at the beginning, and so he's the only one who really knows what to do. So the next in command of people who know what to do is played by Lenora Critchlow. What's the name of her character? I mean, there's the trouble that she was so recognizable. I didn't really remember the names of the characters. I just remember the names of people playing them. Laura Critchlow. I'm just looking at the cast. Where is she? Oh, there she is, playing Billy McAvoy. Who cares? Just Laura Critchlow. Now, I like her a lot. She's always really, really good. She was great in Being Human. You ever seen the British version of Being Human? She's really good in that. She plays a ghost who lives with a vampire and a werewolf. And she never really wanted to be a ghost, but she's good. She was in the Gridlock episode of Doctor Who, and she was in a really good episode of Black Mirror called White Bear, which is really, really creepy and scary. But she's generally speaking, she's really good in everything. And so she's the inverse of Hugh Laurie's captain. She knows everything about running the ship and what to do, but has absolutely no interpersonal skills. She's terrible with people. And there's this great scene where they're on the bridge of the spaceship, and it's all very clean and Star Trekky, and everything looked good, and all the bridge crew are all like suitably handsome and attractive. And that's not really the bridge at all. She takes it to the real bridge, which lifts up a trapdoor, and down below you have the real bridge, which is basically it's the tech support department of any kind of full to far less photogenic tech geeks, who are the few people who actually operate the ship. Everything else, again, is all for show. And the person. And perhaps the character, character who has the least interpersonal skills ever. I'm not saying in this show, but in any show, the least interpersonal is Zach Woods playing Matt Spencer. Zach Woods, you would know, he's the thin guy from Silicon Valley. He was in The Office, and he always plays people who seem very normal and together at first glance, but the closer you see them, the more you get to them, you see how deeply, weirdly twisted they are. What's going. So he's got this very, very dark, nihilistic worldview, and at the same time, he's in charge of customer services. So and he's very uncompromising about his very, very dark worldview. There's this great line in it where he's they got this. They have this couple who've gone on the cruise that clearly hate each other, and they've gone on it to rekindle their marriage. And it's gone horribly wrong. They're warring with each other. Yeah, again, I am just so sure that Armando, whatever his last name is, this is exactly what he saw when he was on that cruise. Yeah, I've made all this up in my head, but I bet that's what really happened. So there's a great line where he says, "Look, I'm just here to make sure you that your body wash gets filled up, gets replenished." I'm not here to rectify the catastrophe of human existence. And so he has lines like that over and over again. Again, really, he's really good in it. He really is. Josh Gad's fantastic in it. Although I was convinced it was Jack Black all the way through. I was watching until I looked at the cast. So he's the again utterly clueless about everything. He's a billionaire man baby who owns a company that owns a spaceship. He's Mr. Judd. Again, he's just this terrible person. He's got these these wealthy artifacts. He's got all the skulls of the Beatles. It's everything he does gets worse and worse and worse. And he's got this sidekick of this angry female Asian lawyer who kind of his carer looks after him. And she always mad. She always looked like she swallowed the wasp. Ethan Phillips is in it. Ethan Phillips from Star Trek Discovery, who's really good at it, far better than he was in Star Trek Discovery. So he plays like this real astronaut that they have on the spaceship to regale the passengers with real life exploits of space travel. He knows a little bit about what's going on with space travel, but not really much. So the passengers though are wonderfully represented by what's her name? I looked it up. Rebecca Font. Rebecca Font playing Karen Kelly, who's like the chief complainer of the passengers, and she's able to corral the passengers and get them to do make them into a force. So that she gets quickly bribed out of that position to become the head of passenger service, given this like massive luxury cabin. And the last person in the regular cast is Nikki Amuka Bird, who again you saw her in a ton of stuff. Do you know she was really good in the revival of Survivors, which is probably a show we might want to dig out now. So she always plays like authority figures that are those authorities slipping away, and so she's desperately clinging onto them more. The authorities slip. And again, this is in everything I've ever seen. Right, so she's always like desperately clinging onto authority that's slipping away, and like just slowly slipping into a very English type of madness because of it. The only other supporting character I really want to mention is Hamish Patel, who you would probably know from the movie, the recent movie Yesterday, which I still haven't seen. I really quite want to see it. But yeah, I know him from EastEnders, when he's playing so he'll always be that kid in EastEnders to me. So he's playing the incredibly dry ship stand-up comic. So yeah, they have this fantastic cast. They really have a fantastic cast. They have a fantastic group of characters who are all interesting. They have an interesting situation, an interesting setting. Hilarity should ensue, but it really doesn't, which is surprising. It's surprising. What you get is more of a pleasant passing of 30 minutes as you watch an episode. They're only 30 minutes long, and you don't leave with the feeling that you said where you go, gee, I wish I did anything else than watch that. Which is a very common thing I think nowadays. And there really are some fantastic moments in it and fantastic ideas. There's the ship gains this orbiting cloud or poo of human excrement for a bizarre series of circumstances. And then another time they try and jettison. They give a funeral in space for a few of the people killed, so they try and jettison them out. But because the ship's so big and it has its own gravity, so they keep floating around the ship, past the observation ports, and they keep banging the ship, and bits of them fall off. It's just so great. Yeah. Again, you have lots and lots of really good stuff like that. I think that's really what this show is talking about, really, because it's like everything on the thing is. These luxury liners nowadays, like cruise ships, are just massive and big, and everything about them is fake. Like everything about them is fake. It's horrible, unwieldy things. And so everything's and you go on these cruises, everything is pre-packaged and artificial. And it's full of the typical passengers, exactly like you see on this show, which is always a very sorry cross section of humanity. It's never. People are always better in a crisis, like a pandemic, than they are like in luxury on a cruise. Because when they're on a cruise, they're like their worst self comes out. And so that's really what I think they're talking about here. But it's one of the few shows I binge watched. I say binge. I watched it over a week because I'm not really a big binger. Well, again, which is strange for me because normally when I find something I like, I kind of binge it. I'm not a person who operates in moderation. So there you go. That is Avenue 5. It is a more than a mild recommend, less than a strong recommend, somewhere in between there. Check it out. I really think check it out. It's worth it, especially if you like science. If you like science fiction, you like Hugh Laurie, check it out. Watch the first episode. It pretty much they're all as good as although the 8th episode is freaking hilarious. The 8th episode of the 9-episode season is freaking hilarious, and it's already been renewed for a second season. Although who knows what's going to happen? Maybe there won't be any humanity left, or maybe there won't be any society left by the time they get to make the second season. Who knows? But if there is. Would I subscribe to HBO for this? No, I would not subscribe to HBO for this, but I would watch it when I subscribe for something else. So there you go. That I think is the the breakdown of Avenue 5. Check it out! But all I can say at the end of the day, check it out. My name is Phelan Becken, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And have yourself a fantastic day.